This video is kind of odd. A random person somehow got into my Discord DMs and requested me to make this video with this thumbnail, which of course I obviously changed since it looks kind of, trash. But I should not disrespect the person making for this. He probably put a lot of effort into this thumbnail, so I'll just put it aside in the gallery for safekeeping. But anyways, we should talk about the actual subject of this video. What the fuck am I looking at? Honestly, this is something that I should be thinking about in the shower, so don't be thinking. But anyways, this debate is about a Jurassic theropod from the Jurassic World universe against a horde of zombies from the franchise 28 Days Later. I actually watched the movie and damn, first impression of zombie movies and it's already peak fiction. Anyways, we should start off with who's in the ring first. Starting off with the other side of the ring, we have a mid to potentially high tier carnivore, the Allosaurus, and we'll be using one individual that has the most feats, being One Eye, a female Allosaurus between Chaos Theory and Battle for Big Rock. With the other side of the ring, an environment so unsettling and littered with people infected with the Rage virus, the zombies from 28 Days Later. But anyways, let's not get too deep into this introduction since I want this video to be, short, so we should gale into One Eye scaling. There's actually a surprising amount of stuff in there that I should dig out, like it's some kind of treasure in my backyard. Starting with the Allosaurus or One Eye, Jurassic World has already established multiple times that the Allosaurus is superior to the Ceratosaurus in speed, intelligence, etc. The Ceratosaurus is stated to have the bite force similar, if not rivaling, the T-Rex. The T-Rex has multiple statements of having an insane bite force. One said that it has 9 tons of force, while the other stated that it could easily crush a school bus. So the Ceratosaurus would easily be building level with that bite. The Allosaurus upscales the Ceratosaurus, meaning that it will be building level plus, which is insanely impressive for a predator that barely makes any much screen time within the franchise. Moving on with our own feats in the motion comic, and yes, the motion comic is canon, the Allosaurus shoves an entire news van into a tree up the air without any issue. One single ram. This will be already impressive considering that news vans are heavy, literally heavier than you can lift. So anyways, we have a little class 1 to 5 Allosaurus already. She has other feats, one in the short film too, meaning that she pushes a caravan onto its side and tears off one half of the caravan. This will already be into small builder level plus, but considering that the Allosaurus is already building plus, we're just gonna put this aside knowing that the Allosaurus probably has some small builder level strength. She's also shown to rival and in fact combat with other dinosaurs. There are a few instances, for example, in the short film, the Allosaurus fought with a female Triceratops until the bull came along, which the Allosaurus retreated since it doesn't want to fight 2 against 1. This would be very unfair. And in the next moment, the Allosaurus fought a Pachyrhinosaurus but fled, which causes Darius to follow her. And we'll go back to the Darius chases the Allosaurus thing. I just want to explain about the Allosaurus versus the Carnotaurus. In one scene in Chaos Theory, the Carnotaurus pushes the Allosaurus to its side. Now we don't know how they fight, what the conditions of the fight were, the conditions of the place of brawl, but seeing that the Allosaurus was already on the ground, the Carnotaurus being superior, it's more likely that the Carnotaurus is stronger than the Allosaurus. So basically, Allosaurus is greater than Ceratosaurus, Carnotaurus is greater than Allosaurus. So basic inverse. Okay, back to the speed feat, and yes, that is an insane speed feat. Consistently speaking, the Allosaurus is superhuman up until subsonic, just by evading Darius' car, which would be going around 100 miles per hour. So already, we're dealing with a subsonic level dinosaur with the AP about building level. So this should be very, very impressive considering that this Allosaurus doesn't do much in the big screen. So already, she victimizes King Kong easily, pretty much a low to mid diff. But let's move on with the zombies from 28 Days Later. Update: while I was editing this, I forgot to mention about the Allosaurus taking 2 bites from a Tyrannosaurus at the finale of season 1, which will only justify the scaling even more. So another update for the Ceratosaurus is the fact that shown here, it can tank attacks that are meant to fend off T-Rex attacks. So already, the T-Rex level dinosaur, the Ceratosaurus, with all its statements and feats, is already consistent enough to be called or labeled as a T-Rex level dinosaur. And and the Allosaurus is said to be superior to the Ceratosaurus. So already we have a billion plus level Allosaurus. It's already confirmed, it's already stated, it's consistent. Moving on with the zombies. To summarize up the subject for the movies, the premise of the first movie set in a post-apocalyptic world 28 days later after a group of activists unknowingly set an infected chimpanzee free and later spreading the infection known as the rage virus. We're starting with the infected. They're pretty much weak compared to the absolute juggernaut of the late Jurassic, but compared to the average human, then they're the juggernaut. Danny Boyle, the director, confirmed that the zombies are so powerful that it could tear you apart, bumping the street level feats all the way into wall level. They also have some notable feats such as breaking through barriers and knocking down doors, so already they're between street to wall level at best. What about the durability and speed? Being the average zombie, they can mostly take hits from weapons such as bats and crowbars, but not to gunshots or arrows. They're even resistant against flames. For their speed, they're surprisingly fast for being zombies. Normally zombies in media are often portrayed as slow and nimble, but the zombies in 20 days later are as fast as a human being, which is often terrifying to think about. But their most notable trait was rage power, where they're literally fueled by rage after being infected. They're persistent as hell until we find something to hop on, so already with dealing with frightening zombies whose strength could dismember you. But what about how they could infect you? Simple, they could infect you whether exchanging saliva and blood to you via vomiting or hitting you, or biting you. Oh my goodness, my writing is so ass. You only have a few seconds to react until your teammate could get infected and you have to kill them somewhere like before 10 to 20 seconds. Now that we know how powerful the zombies are and how the infection works, let's see how this goes into action. Now for the actual verdict of this matchup, it is actually really surprising, but for the Allosaurus is physically stronger, she's faster, she's smarter, she's more durable, she's better in almost every other category. But the zombies, they're like barely to wall level with that statement. However, they actually have a win condition. You see, the Allosaurus' main attack would be its bite. That bite would have blood onto its teeth, or the Allosaurus would swallow the person with it. Now this is really bad for the Allosaurus since the zombie's blood has contained the rage virus into its own host. That blood could infect anything living. I don't know if it works on animals, but it works on creatures like humans. So here's the actual matchup. If an Allosaurus comes across a herd of zombies, it would approach one of them, it would bite onto them, it would either swallow them or toss them around. That blood would suck into its teeth or go into its mouth, and that would infect the Allosaurus, granting the verse and the horde of zombies the victory, since there is not a cure to literally euthanize this sort of virus, or at least before the Bone Temple. So this would conclude for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll finally go back to sleep and enjoy this little footage I found from my cafe. Anyways, goodbye.